From failure to fortune. How rejected inventions became revolutionary. History is filled with revolutionary inventions that were initially rejected, dismissed, or ridiculed. These stories of persistence and eventual triumph remind us that today's impossibility often becomes tomorrow's breakthrough. The telephone provides one of the most famous examples of short-sighted rejection. When Alexander Graham Bell offered to sell his telephone patent to Western Union in 1876, the company's executives dismissed it as nothing more than a toy. They couldn't imagine why anyone would want to talk into a machine when they could simply send a telegram. Western Union's internal memo stated that the telephone had too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. Within just a few years, they realized their catastrophic mistake as telephone networks spread rapidly across the world. Women inventors have faced particularly harsh rejection, often having their ideas dismissed simply because of their gender. Hedy Lamarr, the Hollywood actress, developed frequency hopping technology during World War II that would later become essential for Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth. However, the U.S. Navy rejected her invention, with officials suggesting she could better serve the war effort by selling war bonds rather than playing scientist. It wasn't until decades later that her groundbreaking work was recognized and implemented. Stephanie Kwolek's discovery of Kevlar almost ended up in the trash. In 1965, while working for DuPont, she created a polymer solution that looked cloudy and weak, nothing like the clear, thick solutions that were typically considered successful. Her colleagues urged her to discard it, but Kwolek insisted on testing the unusual mixture. The result was Kevlar, a material 5 times stronger than steel by weight, now used in bulletproof vests, spacecraft, and countless other applications. Her persistence in the face of skepticism has saved thousands of lives. Mary Anderson faced similar dismissal when she invented windshield wipers in 1903. After observing a streetcar driver struggling to see through snow-covered windows, she designed a device with rubber blades that could be operated from inside the vehicle. When she tried to sell her invention to a Canadian manufacturing company, they rejected it, claiming that drivers would be distracted by operating the wipers and that the device would actually make driving more dangerous. It took nearly a decade before automobile manufacturers recognized the obvious safety benefits of her invention. Even in the modern era, revolutionary ideas face rejection. Airbnb's founders were turned down by numerous investors who couldn't understand why strangers would want to stay in each other's homes. The concept seemed too risky and impractical. Today, Airbnb has transformed the entire hospitality industry and is valued at over $100 billion. These stories share common themes: visionary inventors who saw possibilities others couldn't imagine, persistence in the face of rejection, and the eventual vindication of revolutionary ideas. They remind us that breakthrough innovations often challenge conventional thinking so fundamentally that initial rejection is almost inevitable. The key is distinguishing between ideas that are genuinely flawed and those that are simply ahead of their time.